Hello, how you doing? My name is Coach Reg, and I'm very excited to be able to share with you some information about Tryp Rides, a phenomenal company that is about to launch. And you're fortunately one of the first people that get to hear about this wonderful company and the awesome ability to create a fundraiser for your organization. I know that I've got my fraternity, my church, and one of the nonprofit boards that I serve on. We're all postured to participate in a fundraiser with Tryp Rides and partner with Tryp for the phenomenal benefits that result therefrom that I'm going to share with you real quickly and briefly right now. Let me share my screen with you. But Tryp Rides is a phenomenal company, and through our fundraising activity, you have the ability to benefit your members, as you will see here in just a moment, and also be rewarded financially big time for your organization. So Tryp Rides is a rideshare company, brand new. We're in a soft launch right now, looking for drivers and riders, and you can help us to build this brand globally and do great things. Our founder, his name is Robert McNulty, and he quoted this statement right here. He said, "New ideas bring us to a new opportunity, to a crossroads where pause or moving forward with bold new initiatives of disrupting the disruptors can happen. Tryp Rides will turn the rideshare industry upside down." And he's exactly right. We will turn the rideshare industry upside down, and we will disrupt the disruptors. You should know about Uber and Lyft, the two big rideshare industry companies, and they've disrupted the taxi industry. And our company now is making rideshare the way that it should be. Because what we're doing, we're using software, software as a service. Tryp Technologies is a software company. We don't own any vehicles, but we provide software and a phenomenal disruptive subscription-based approach to rideshare and on-demand transportation. What's so different about us? Our founders, they studied Uber for years now, and they saw everything that they're doing well, and we've decided to find a way to do it better. And the things that Uber has problems with, we found solutions for, and are now taking rideshare to a whole nother level. It's kind of like Facebook and what Facebook did to MySpace, kind of like what Google did to AOL. There's always a second company that comes along and gets it even better. And we're very excited about Uber and Lyft and what they've done to create this industry. But now, one of the big pain points in the rideshare industry is that the drivers complain a lot that they don't make enough money. What takes place is that Uber and Lyft keep about 25 to 60% of the fare and leave the driver with less money. Basically, the drivers are complaining they don't make enough, and if you were to ride and pay a $25 fare, that driver might only be getting maybe $12, $13. So we found a way to have the drivers register with us for a low monthly fee, but they get to keep 100% of the fare and 100% of the tip. So they're very excited about that, to keep it all, 100% of the fare and 100% of the tip. And our riders also enjoy lower fares, which is phenomenal because they have lower fares and a reward point system where they can benefit, and they'll have the same quality, superior though rides, great comfort and on time, good rides. So everything will go well. Welcome to Tryp Rides. Let me share some stuff with you that will let you understand what's really going on and why you can benefit with your fundraiser. There's more than 2 million people right now in America that operate as rideshare drivers. A lot of people are driving because they need to pay their bills and take care of their families. What's amazing is there's more than 60 million users, people that ride rideshare. 2017 was the year that the rideshare industry crushed the taxi industry. Between Uber and Lyft, there's over 65 plus million users, and it's growing like crazy. And what's so amazing, both of these companies are now worth tens of billions of dollars. Uber's worth about 80 billion. Lyft just went public, and they're worth about 20 billion right now. It's amazing what they've done. We're very proud of those companies. We don't poo-poo on them. They're great companies. Uber's done a phenomenal job of teaching people what rideshare is all about. They've got tons of drivers and tons of riders. But what's so cool about that, what took them 10 years to build, now that they've educated everyone, once those drivers realize they can make more money with us and the riders realize that they can pay less with us to ride, they're going to come to us. So what took them 10 years, we can do in 2 or 3 years. So Tryp Rides is really about to disrupt both of those companies. Really amazing. So who is the competition? I told you about Uber and Lyft. Uber has dominated the market since its inception in 2009. It's spread to more than 60 countries since then, and valued now at about $80 billion. They will go public here soon. Right now, it's April of 2019. Tryp hasn't even launched yet. We're in a soft launch looking for riders and drivers. So Uber will be worth about $100 billion here very shortly when they do their IPO. Now, Lyft, they launched in about 2012, and they're very similar to Uber. What a lot of people don't realize, though, is that they're very heavily focused in self-driving cars. So eventually they're trying to just wipe out the driver altogether. But at Tryp, that's not us. We want the drivers to do extremely well. We highlight the driver. We want the drivers to make as much money as they can. And at the same time, we want to be a great service to our riders. There was a study in 2017, and this is Lyft by the numbers. Lyft did a study, and they found that in 2017 alone, almost 250,000 of their ride-sharing passengers using Lyft, they've sold their personal car, or they abandoned replacing their current car due to the availability of ride-share services. Additionally, over 50% of Lyft users report driving their own cars less because of ride-sharing availability, and 25% of users state personal vehicle ownership is not as important anymore. So I just say that to say that there's a big change coming about where people who own their own vehicles are getting rid of their vehicles because they're in urban markets, and they're determining that paying for insurance and maintenance and car payments and parking and all those expenses are not necessary when they can do rideshare and actually pay less. So that's the new phenomenon that's going on. And you can look at MarketWatch here. It's a third-party company that researches the industry, and they're saying that rideshare is expected to grow 8-fold by 2030. It's going to go from 36 billion that it is right now to 285 billion in 2030. Right now, they estimate about 15 million ride-hailing trips a day globally, but by 2030, that's supposed to expand to 97 million. And that just goes to show with what I was just telling you about people giving up their cars. In fact, a lot of parents now, with their children in college, they're sending their kids to college without cars. And it's eliminating them having to worry about their kids being away and wondering who they're driving around, driving drunk, all that kind of stuff. Now they just give them a rideshare budget, and that's working out real well. So a lot of people are riding rideshare now. Now, what sets apart Tryp from the other rideshare companies? Well, some things really set us apart that benefit you as the person watching this video from a fundraising standpoint. That first thing is exclusivity. So we only allow people to come on board through member invitation. So what that means is a driver can't just go to our headquarters and say, hey, I want to drive for you. No, they've got to be invited through a member or a driver or an influencer, which I'll tell you more about in a moment. What that does is when you refer that driver is coded to you. When you refer that rider is coded to you forever. And here's what's going on with our company. When you help, this is our philosophy right here. When you help Tryp grow, we will share income with you. And not just once, we continue to share income with you for the life of the company. And that's major. I've already said that Uber and Lyft are multi-billion-dollar companies. But we will be a multi-billion-dollar company as well, because our format, the way we do business, is just phenomenal. We will be profitable from the beginning. For Uber and Lyft, even though they're worth billions of dollars, they say they're not even profitable right now, which is just crazy. But their model is not going to sustain like our model will. And that's why we're going to devastate them and be huge companies. And you have the benefit of learning about this very early, where we haven't even launched yet. And you can tell your members and family and friends and people about this company and benefit from it, because whether they get involved tomorrow or 2 years from now, they will eventually be involved because of the way things are going, the way that the trend is moving. So they may as well be invited through you and your fundraiser so that you can benefit for the long term. We have a flat fee membership for drivers, and I'm not going to talk a lot about drivers in this webinar because it's more about riders and you benefiting as a fundraiser. But drivers pay a low $199 monthly fee to take full advantage of our disruptive technology. Basically what that's all about. They'll pay $199, but now they keep 100% of the fare and 100% of the tip, versus paying Uber or Lyft every single ride 25 to 60%. It's really amazing that they'll do a ride and the money goes to Uber. If it's an Uber trip, Uber collects the money and then decides how much they want to pay that driver. It's a crazy concept. I don't know how you drive and don't even know how much you get paid. Uber might keep 30% one trip, or their way they compute it may pay 50% out the next time. So it's very strange. I'd rather know that I'm getting 100% of the money and paying that $199 up front and keeping the rest of the money is a huge win. For drivers that drive full-time, they'll make hundreds of dollars more. And even drivers that drive part-time, they'll immediately get a raise, because paying that $199 a month is less than what Uber and Lyft takes by taking so much of the fares. What's neat for our drivers too is that they get instant payments. So as soon as that rider gets out of the car, that money goes to their merchant account and they get paid immediately. Tryp does not take the money. The money goes directly to that driver. So our service is great for the driver. It's great for the riders for many reasons. And here's one. We have a true sharing economy. So our riders app works like this. And a lot of people say, when I tell people that they get 100% of the fare and 100% of the tip, then the first question is, well, how does the company make money? Well, the company makes money a couple of different ways. One is that $199 monthly fee, which we also share with people who refer people through our affiliate marketing program. But also we have a booking fee. So back in the day when a taxi came to pick you up, there was a fee when the taxi got to the door. Same thing for Uber. When Uber comes to pick you up in my area, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now, they charge $2.40. So they charge $2.40 at Tryp. Our riders will pay less. That is what we will tell you in advance. Your riders will pay less. They'll get the benefit of not paying as much money to ride with Tryp Rides, and that's a beautiful thing. Our booking fee is just $1.95. It'll be the same across the country. But here's the thing that's so awesome about it. When you are the person that refers that rider, each and every time they ride, you make 40 cents. No matter where they ride in the world as we grow, you get 40 cents. So if it's a driver, that driver has their own link. They can send that link out to everyone they know. And those people that download the Riders app, every time they ride, they get 40 cents. The driver doesn't even have to drive to make money. But what's even more cool is a rider also has that same benefit. A rider will have their own link. They can share that with everyone they know. And when those people ride, that rider makes money. So that means that their fees are going to be lower. They can use that 40 cents per ride that they're getting to offset their rides. Their rides will be less expensive, or they might even be free. Or once they accumulate those points and that dollar value, they can have it taken and put into their checking account. So riders can actually make money. So you're building a wonderful brand with this company and loyalty where people aren't going to leave because they're paying less for the ride and they're making money at the same time. So what does that mean for you as a fundraiser? It means the same thing. You can sign up as a free member, not pay anything, no out-of-pocket costs at all, and refer your riders to Tryp Rides. Partner with Tryp, and you will benefit big time. And I'll continue to explain how that works for you as we go along here. But everything about Tryp Rides is more lucrative. The drivers make more money, the riders make more money, the fundraisers make money. And what's cool for the riders is that we have no surge pricing. If you've ever rode with Uber, you may have been hit with a surge. What that basically means is if you ride to work every day and ride home from work every day, you might pay $16 for that ride. But let's say you go in at 8 o'clock one morning, that evening you get off late at 8 o'clock, and there's a Taylor Swift concert, and there's a lot of demand on the drivers. So because of the demand, they have a 3-time surge. So instead of paying $16 to get home, you've got to pay $48 to get home because of that surge. A lot of people get hit with that surge, but we have no surge pricing ever at Tryp Rides. And your members, the riders, the people you refer, will be extremely happy that you've referred them and partnered with a company called Tryp Rides that's going to give them lower rates and not charge them any surge pricing. So you can imagine just going to airports with your conventions and all those sorts of things and being able to ride with a rideshare company that's going to benefit your organization as well as not gouge your riders. Pretty phenomenal. Our app is going to be pretty similar to what you find with the other rideshare companies. We don't want people to be confused when they see us. We want that familiarity, but there's just a lot of things about our app that's better, just really amazing, because we have some things for safety and security and all kinds of things. But one of the things that we do with our app, you can actually pick some locations to be your favorites that you go to regularly and have flat rate pricing for those. A lot of people, families travel with little children, and when they fly, they don't take their car seat with them. But when they get to their destination, most rideshare companies do not provide a child seat, and it's very unfortunate, and it causes problems because, you know, legally you have to have that child seat. For our company, we're going to provide the child seat for those riders. Since we've announced our launch, I understand that Uber now is providing child seats as well. But of course, there's a premium. They're going to charge you $10 on top of your fare to use that child seat. But we won't do that. We want your rides to be safe and inexpensive, so there's no extra charge for the child seat. Now, safety is a big thing, and a lot of people are kind of leery of rideshare because they just don't get it. But we have a panic button on our app. The panic button is amazing. If you're a passenger and you're riding with us and you're not comfortable or something's not going right, you don't think, or the driver is saying some crazy things, which we don't expect. But if those things were to happen, you can push your panic button on your app. When you do that, the headquarters will immediately start to monitor your ride. And if anything is out of order, they'll call the police and dispatch them to your GPS coordinate. So that's real cool. And it's great for the driver too, because sometimes there's riders that are unruly because they're drunk or whatever the case may be. So that's really amazing. Recently, there was a young lady that got killed because she got in a car that wasn't her Uber. She was a student and she was trying to take a Uber somewhere, and she just got in the first car that pulled up, not knowing it was not her Uber driver, and she got killed. It's very unfortunate. But we have other functions that really help with that. Like we have a video call where you can video chat with your driver as you're approaching the car to make sure you're getting into the right car. Also, we have tracking. So as you're riding, you can actually share your coordinates with a friend or a family member and let them know where you're going. So that's great for parents or even students in school if they want to let somebody else know where they are, where they're at. And people who ride together can also split the costs of that of the Tryp ride. So just all kinds of neat functions. You may be able to read those on the screen. The screen might be a little small. There's some more on the screen here, but those are a lot of the main things. Now, I'll tell you one for drivers that's different, that's just amazing. With Uber and Lyft, you can only be the driver on your app, the driver app. Your picture's on there, and that's all you can do. With Uber, you can drive for 12 hours and then they cut you off because they don't want you to drive tired. It makes sense. With Lyft, they'll let you drive for 14 hours. But with us, we've got it set up where you can actually have 3 drivers on your app. It's amazing. Our founder, he interviewed over 100 drivers before he started Tryp. He found out everything that was good, everything that was bad, the desires, the needs, and he's really structured Tryp Rides in a way that everyone benefits. So you could be one of the drivers and then bring on 2 other drivers, or you could just be the owner of the app and hire 3 drivers to drive your rideshare for you. Now, of course, all the drivers have to have their background checked. We want to make sure they're going to be good, safe, good drivers. But what's cool about that is you can have those 3 drivers working 8-hour shifts, and they can drive 24 hours a day. And your car can be making money all day long, and we can have a lot of drivers on the road taking care of our riders so that there's no wait time for those riders. Just real cool the things that we've got going on with our apps. And that's because we've got some awesome serial entrepreneurs that created our company. They've got over 100 years of combined proven success in disrupting industries over the years. This is just a highly skilled dream team. Robert McNulty is our CEO, and I give you all this information because if I'm asking you to partner with us with your fundraiser, you want to know that you're partnering with a company that's awesome, that's very stable, that's going to be around for a long time. And that's what we have with Tryp Rides. So Robert McNulty is our CEO. He's got, over 40 years of significant experience in developing new concepts and technology platforms. It's amazing that back in the 90s when the internet came out, he had the vision to see that shopping online was going to be big, and he founded shopping.com. So before there was an Amazon.com, everybody knows Amazon, it's the big Goliath. Before there was Amazon, Mr. McNulty started shopping.com. And even though his family and friends told him that won't work, people aren't going to shop online. I was one of those. I didn't want to shop online. I wanted to go to the store, but now I shop at Amazon. But he saw it, and he ended up selling that business a few years later for hundreds of millions of dollars because he saw it. He's had other great ideas. Home Depot box store. He came up with that concept way back in the day and brought that along. And he's had some failures too. He started a lot of businesses. But what that does, it means he's a well-seasoned, experienced entrepreneur, and he knows what works and what doesn't work. And he knows that Tryp Rides is going to be a swan song because he can help a lot of us be extremely successful and help our families and our businesses and corporations to do well. So David Mata is our chief marketing operator, phenomenal fellow. A lot of what you see is his brainchild. He's come up with the apps and that sort of thing. Rudy Brathwaite is our chief transportation officer. He used to own his own rideshare company, and when Mr. McNulty approached him, he's like, well, Bob, everything looks good. I love your concept, but I've got my own company. So what did Mr. McNulty do? He pulled out his checkbook and he bought Rudy's company. So Rudy could come on board with us, and it's just an amazing story. But what that tells you is that Mr. McNulty and the team are spending whatever money necessary to do this company right and do the things necessary. Space Shock over software development. Our software is amazing. We've even brought on more people to the team doing amazing work. And Alex and Jeff and Art, just amazing, the team that's in place. Our headquarters is in Las Vegas. And I tell this story because I want you to know we're going to be around. We just bought a 40,000 square foot property in Las Vegas for our headquarters. There's 5 brand new buildings there. And we've got the architects looking at it now to build it out. But I mentioned Art Richardson because customer service is key. You want to know that if you're going to be riding with us and participating with us, you want to know that customer service is right. And Mr. McNulty has already said that probably 80% of that property will be customer service. So we'll have many levels. You won't just have to talk to a recording or send an email and never talk to anybody. You will be able to speak with someone if you have any kind of issue, and we'll take good care of you. But the company is really amazing. We will be around. We have insurance, a healthy, large umbrella insurance policy to cover our drivers, so you don't have to worry about liability for your company or your organization when you refer people. Everything about this setup is very tight and very right. So the question is, how can you earn as a fundraiser? Well, what you'll want to do is share our app. I already told you that when you share our Riders app, you're going to share in the income of the company and get 40 cents back. Actually, the person that rides also gets like a rebate because they get 10 cents back. So of that $1.95, 10 cents goes back to the rider who you would be referring, and 40 cents goes to you for making the referral. So the company actually makes $1.45, which they use to pay the bills, but you get a large sum of that back with that 40 cents coming back to you. So you want to spread the word and share the app and earn every time someone uses our app, your referred members. You will be rewarded. There's no limit on how many people you can refer and how much you can earn. Really amazing. Now, if you like, you can also refer drivers, and our compensation plan really pays out a lot of money to people who participate in our affiliate marketing program and refer people. Once your organization becomes a Tryp influencer, you can then earn weekly residual cash and bonuses for every driver you refer for as long as they stay drivers. So our Tryp fundraiser plan is amazing. The compensation plan is amazing. Let me just tell you as a disclaimer that you'll see some numbers here. Everything is hypothetical. It's based on how many people you refer. So we can't guarantee that you'll make any particular sum. But if you get out and refer people, if you refer a few people, you'll make some money. If you refer a lot of people, you'll make a lot of money. And here's basically how it works. There's 4 types of membership with our company. I'm going to tell you about 2 because 2 are really applicable to the fundraisers. But we have an app user, and that's the free member. It's very simple just to sign up as a fundraiser, to sign up as a member. You would get with the person who told you about this fundraiser opportunity, and they're going to give you a link. You put your email and your cell number on there, and you'll get a 4-digit code sent to you. You'll put your first and last name on there, and then you will be in the system. You'll be a member. You'll have your own link then that you can send out. So if you're a fraternity, you might say alpharides.com. Set up your own domain to make it real easy to get your members to join. You want them to take that same 2 minutes rather, to become a member. It's just that simple, because as a free member, you can download the Riders app from the Play Store for Google, or the Apple Store. Get your Riders app, and when we launch in your city, you're ready to ride and you're ready to benefit with the lower rates, and the company or the fundraiser is ready to start receiving those monies. But the free app user is great because they get the lowest fares on every ride. There's no surge pricing, and they have the rewards system where they can actually make money from that. Book your areas in advance if you like, pick your driver. One of the things I didn't tell you about our app, when you ride with a Uber or Lyft, they're just gonna send the next driver to you. But with us, once you ride with us, you can pick who your favorite drivers are. You might ride with somebody and have great conversation, really like them, you like their car, it's comfortable, and you want to use them each time. So you select them as your favorite drivers. You can even schedule your trips ahead of time and have that set up. And it's great for the drivers too, by the way, because they can actually build their book of business within our business. It's really phenomenal. So the free app user is amazing. You want to do that immediately. Of course, we have a driver, but we're not going to talk about the drivers right now. We just want to talk about you and your fundraiser. So a fundraiser can also be an influencer, because the influencer is the person that makes money when you refer drivers to the company. Now, the app user, the free member, anyone can be a free member. When you become a fundraiser and then you start telling your members about it, they can be a free member as well, and they can refer people, and they will then get the 40 cents. So you will collect 40 cents on those members that you refer. It's not a multi-level marketing program, so it's not paid on levels. Just the person who makes the referral gets the 40 cents. But your members can actually be making money also, as well as the fundraiser. So that's pretty amazing too, that we benefit everyone like that. But the influencer, when you refer drivers, there's additional monies that are made. It does cost $149 to be an influencer, which is really nothing for what you get. I've paid thousands of dollars for these things because you get a full personal marketing platform suite. And as I go through this, I'm not suggesting that you pay the $149 because I'm talking about a free fundraiser where there's no out-of-pocket cost for you. But this is pretty interesting what I'm going to tell you, because there's a automated email marketing system that you get, contact text messaging capabilities, branded marketing materials, done for you automated email drip campaigns, sales funnels, capture pages, social media content, blog articles promoting your unique link, smart auto webinars, which is like this webinar, a recorded webinar that you can watch anytime, but it's coded to your organization. So when somebody clicks the link and joins, then they're coded to you and you get paid on them. And you get a virtual office dashboard to manage your business. So it's really amazing. The last is a driver influencer. We're not going to talk about that right now either. But the influencer is amazing because you could have select a secretary for your organization or a volunteer to kind of oversee what's going on. And they could post stuff on social media, put your link on social media, do an email campaign to your members, text messaging, whatever it is that you choose to do to get the word out. Even when you send emails, you can just have a banner on there reminding people to become a member, because eventually they will be riding rideshare and they'll want to ride with Tryp Rides because you're partnered with them and you will make money from that. So there's 4 ways that you can earn. And let me go through those real quick. So you can share the app, you can get driver referral bonuses, weekly rank residual income, or rank achievement bonuses. Now, if you're a free member, you just want to share the app. That's where you get your money. The other 3 are related to influencers, but you don't need to pay the $149. Like I said, you can just start by sharing the app. And if you have people that want to start being drivers, then you can just upgrade and pay the $149, because what you're going to see in a moment is very simple to do. So the fundraiser earns from sharing the app. Here's an example. Every time you refer someone that uses our app, your organization gets paid. So let's say you just referred 200 of your members, and these are people who are active riders. So let's assume that these are people who don't have a vehicle, they've turned it in, or they don't like to drive, and they use rideshare regularly. Like we just said in that 2017 study from Lyft, a lot of rideshare riders don't have a vehicle. So let's assume that they just ride to work and back home every day, 5 days a week. So that rider is riding to work and home 5 days. That's 10 rides. So those 10 rides times those 200 riders that you refer, that's 2,000 rides. And you're getting 40 cents per ride. So 40 cents times 2,000 is $800 that week that you earn because your organization referred 200 riders. That's pretty amazing, because when you multiply that times 4 weeks, you're talking about $3,200 a month. And that's just them going to and from work. It's not going to the club at night or that weekend, going somewhere, going to the store. So there's many other rides that would take place, not to mention other people that you're going to refer as well. So the income is really amazing just by sharing the app for the riders and enrolling like that. $3,200 a month because you took a couple months to get the word out to all your members to get them on board. So really amazing what's going on with our fundraiser. Now, if you want to be an influencer, here's what's good about that, because our first order bonus says this: for every driver you refer, you make $50. So you refer the first driver, second driver, third driver, $50 each. And you want to refer at least 3, because I haven't told you that a driver, I told you that they pay $199 a month, but because we need drivers, because we're going to be growing into all 50 states. We've already put in licensing for all 50 states on our website, tryprides.com. You'll see all the cities. We plan on being in 110 urban markets within the next 6 months. And we need about 3,000 drivers for each city, and probably about 30,000 riders for each city as well. That's why we love for the fundraisers to get on board to help us grow. And we're going to share that income with you. But when you get those first 3 drivers, you're going to make $150. So when I say it's $149 to be an influencer, you'll get that money back immediately, or just don't even do it yet. Once you start as a fundraiser, you've got 90 days to upgrade. And as your members get involved, if you see that some of them are going to want to be drivers, then go ahead and upgrade to the influencer, because you'll be making additional monies. There's no limit on how many drivers you can refer, whether it's 3, 10, or 100. You make the $50 each. So that's pretty awesome. Continuing to move forward, this slide right here is just amazing. When I saw this the first time, this is why I think everybody would want to be an influencer. in their fundraiser just to enhance what they make. So what's going on here, most companies, when you refer somebody in their affiliate marketing program, excuse me, affiliate marketing program, you will only get paid once. They'll pay you for that referral. Even with Uber, when you refer a driver, they'll pay you $250 for that referral as a driver, but you may not get it because they're going to require them to make like 150 trips probably before they'll pay you. So that's interesting the way they do, but it's a one-time payment. With us, you're going to make that $50, but as it says right here, you're going to make $200 every month as long as you have those 3 drivers. So you need 3 to participate in this program here, but once you get 3, you're making $200 a month, and we get paid weekly. So the fundraiser would get money in your account every Friday, $50 every Friday, because you've got those 3 drivers. When you've referred 10 drivers, now you're going to receive $600 a month, okay? And it's going to be $150 every week. Now, just like the driver pays $199 a month, I didn't say this earlier, an influencer also pays $199 a month. But when you refer 3, you're paying $199, but you're getting $200 back. And it's going to continue to grow, because then when you refer 24 drivers, you'll be making $1,000 a month, which is $250 every week. When you have 60 drivers, it goes to $2,000, which is $500 a week. And then when you have 180 drivers, you're up to $5,000 a month, which is $1,250 every Friday into your account, which can really help and assist your organization. But let me stop here for a second, because your organization may be large and you may refer thousands of drivers, or you may be small and you may only refer 5 or 10 drivers. But when I say 180 drivers, that's just not you referring those. What's so cool about that? Let's say you refer 10 drivers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all wide, personal to your organization. Well, once you refer 3, you're only going to have 3 teams of drivers. So that 4th one, you're going to stack under one of those first 3. The 5th one, you're going to stack, the 6th. So you're helping those first 3 drivers to build their teams when you put more people in as an organization. That's pretty remarkable. Plus, I said that a driver wants to drive for free, so they're going to refer 3 drivers so that they don't have to pay the $199. So when you get your first 3 drivers, they're probably going to get 3, which is going to be 9, plus your 3 makes 12. So you're already at the $600 level because you've got 10 drivers. It's going to continue growing. And even the person that referred you to the fundraiser, if they're signing up a bunch of drivers, some of those drivers may wind up under you as well. So when I say 180 drivers, that's not hard at all to get to. You might only refer 20 drivers as your fundraiser, but because those 20 go out and get 3 each, that's another 60. Those 3 go and get 3. It's going to grow to 180 within time. So you're really easily going to be making $5,000 a month if you choose to be an influencer and help build drivers. I'm just going to go through these real quick. It's just amazing the kind of money that's in rideshare and the money that will be made with our company. You get the 400 drivers, $10,000 a month that will come to your organization. 1,000 drivers is $25,000 a month. Like I said, you help us grow, we share income with you. So the company has revenue. We're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. When you have 2,000 drivers, you'll make $50,000 each and every month. Can you imagine your organization bringing in $50,000 every month? $12,500 every week to the company's or the corporation or the organization's account or the association, whatever your fundraiser is. When you get to 4,000 drivers, $100,000 a month. Now, I told you we need 3,000 drivers in each urban area. Wherever your college or university or sorority or fraternity or church, whatever your fundraiser is, wherever you're located, we don't have many drivers right now at all. You can start referring your members and people who associate with your organization, and you can grow to these kind of numbers because we need so many drivers, and you're one of the first people to find out about it. So 12,000 drivers pays the organization $250,000 every month, and 24,000 drivers, once it grows to that point, pays $500,000 a month to the organization. Really amazing. When I first saw this, I took a picture of that and I was just amazed, because an individual can make that money as well. A fundraiser is a free member, or a fundraiser is an influencer. If you pay the $149, you watching this as an individual, you can participate as well, or tell your family and friends about it, because it's going to happen. Our company will do extremely well in the rideshare industry, and we want as many people as possible to take advantage Now, it says in the bottom right that no more than 40% of the drivers can come from one personally enrolled team. What that means is if you have 3 teams and one of your people just takes off and has 24,000 drivers, when they're making $500,000, that doesn't mean your organization will necessarily make $500,000 because you can only get 40% of the drivers. So 8,000 of those drivers would be a part of your fund that pays you. So your other 2 teams, you can get 40% and then 20% from the other, or just any variation. You have 33% for each one, but you just can't get more than 40% from any one leg. So you want to keep it balanced. You have a holding tank where you can place the drivers where you want them. If you want to keep all the drivers under one chapter or under one church or under one group or under one city, whatever the case may be, you can place them. But our system will automatically place your drivers in the smaller leg so that you always maximize the income that you make. So it's really amazing. Fundraising made easy. Any organization can benefit by what we're doing. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a Panhellenic Council or they're member fraternities and sororities. Just think about the conventions that you do, the regionals, the nationals. You fly into cities, all your members should have your Tryp partnership link, so that they can rideshare from the airport to the hotel, and you can make money from that. It just goes without saying. Tryp Rides should be your partner. Religious organizations and their member churches, mosques, and synagogues, you all should be participating. Let's say you have a church with 1,000 members, and the pastor stands up before the congregation and says, hey, we partner with Tryp Rides. We know a lot of you are using rideshare. Take this link, bethelrides.com. Take 2 minutes right now to download this link. We want you to participate because when you need to ride rideshare, use Tryp Rides because they're going to give us 40 cents every time you ride. That builds great brand loyalty. They're going to do it because their pastor asked them to do it. Schools, colleges, restaurants, and nightclubs. You know, a lot of nightclubs don't want their customers to get DUIs. Restaurants that sell alcohol. Wonderful fundraiser. You can basically, like it says at the bottom, increase your income with no extra out-of-pocket costs. So as a restaurant owner, you can have all of your restaurant patrons and nightclub patrons that come in, tell them about Tryp Rides, tell them you have partnered and you don't want them to get a DUI when they drink. So anytime they ride rideshare, download your link, bobsrestaurantrides.com, whatever it is, and get them to do that. You can give them 50 cents off on their drink or something when they register, because now you know that every time they ride with Tryp, you're going to make 40 cents. It's amazing. Foundations, youth sports teams, and other associations, basically just any business or nonprofit or a group of people needing to raise funds can participate with our program and win big time because you're in early, we're sharing revenue, and we want everyone to win. So it's just amazing what we have. If you don't have anyone that's referred you and you're getting this from me, then in the description of this video is my contact information. Get back with me as soon as possible. If somebody else has referred you to this video, get with them immediately. But ask us for our link so you can sign up immediately and get your link and get your domain and just start sharing it. It's a free situation. No risk of loss, no risk of anything, just an ability to help your membership because they're going to pay less money to ride, and help your membership too, because some of them may want to be drivers. So you'll want to upgrade to be an influencer. I'm just an independent influencer with a company. I'm not corporate staff or anything, but I'm charged with helping this company to grow. And I'm a former attorney. I practiced law for 28 years and retired last year. And now I'm just super excited that I ran into Tryp Rides so I can benefit my family members and friends. Like I said, my church, my fraternity, we're all on board. And this is one of those things that just makes sense. And it makes no sense to pass up on this opportunity because it's made easy. It's for all of us. We're all going to benefit. And I'd hate to look back 3 years from now and not do it and find that our members are participating, but we didn't tell them about it. It's the most simple thing. Where you can be making $25,000, $50,000 a month just because you invited a few people to this company early on. Or if you're a small organization, even a few $1,000s a month. But just think if you're a major organization or a huge church organization and you got a lot of member churches. So you tell your churches to participate, and they do. Or you're a Panhellenic Council, you tell your fraternities and sororities to participate, and they do. Or you're a national sorority, and you tell all your member chapters to participate, and they do. It's just amazing the income that is easily made that you don't want to pass up since you now have this opportunity and have learned about this before anyone else. I just hate for you to miss it. So that's why I'm getting this information to you now. Love to hear more from you immediately so we can jump on board and make this happen. So thank you very much. This is Coach Reg. Look forward to talking with you soon.